would show you a little hatchet that I just bought. I've been kind of wanting something that, you know, actually had a decent scabbard with it and stuff for quite a while. And so I can't remember the name of it. It's a SCHRADE SCAXE2 hatchet. It's got the 3CR13, I guess that's a stainless of some kind. Comes with a pretty cool looking ferro rod. I hadn't had a chance to really use it yet. And doesn't really show the scabbard for it, but I'm pretty impressed with it. I wanted something that I wasn't gonna, you know, cut myself on, or something that's a little bit more secure if I put it on a pack. I've just kind of got it out and toyed with it a little bit so far, and it's a lot lighter than I thought that it was gonna be. So I'm rethinking a little bit on how much, what I'm gonna use this for. But I'm gonna put it through the ringer, not in this video, but just out in the woods and stuff. And if it flops, I'll definitely make a video showing you, you know, what's going on with it. But you know, it's got the little snap thing on the side of the scabbard where you can just pop that, you know, and it's easy. You got your belt loop thing, you can put it on your belt and snap it in. I don't know how well that works for fat guys, but whatever. It'll keep me from cutting stuff up if I just slide it in some of the molly on my pack or anything like that. But one thing that I am pretty impressed with, though, I guess not necessarily the stashing of this ferro rod in the handle, because that's just rubber, and eventually that's just gonna, you know, peter out, and it's not gonna hold up in there. And that's a pretty decent sized ferro rod. It's bigger than those Coghlan's ones you can buy at Academy, or yeah, I got another one here. Yeah, I got some stuff out here to play around with anyway. So I'm gonna try to strike off a little fire with that ferro rod, and you know, but I guess it's actually the same diameter. It's just I don't know. Yeah, I guess the Coghlan's is bigger. I don't know. Anyway, it's still pretty cool. It's got a grippy little handle, but it's not going to really last forever if you store it in the handle, which I probably won't. I'll probably store that in a fire kit, you know, with you can't have too many ferro rods in my opinion. Probably try to get some leather band to replace this nylon, you know, and you don't want to use 550 cord if you're going to use this as like a sort of a necklace type thing, just because you want something that's going to break. You get that caught on something and twist it up, you do not want 550 cord squeezing on your neck, because you're not going to break it with your hands, and it will choke you to death, you know. Nylon, probably the same thing, you know. So getting like you go to like Orchland's or something like that, you can get you a like the strips of leather that they use for, I don't know what all they use it for, but and you can make some decent little kind of necklace bands or whatever on it, and it's a lot safer if you're going to keep it around your neck for sure. You know, if you're using that for neck knives or ferro rods, or you got some neck knife ferro rod combination you wear all the time as like an EDC. So that's just a little tip. But I'm a little disappointed with the weight of it. The handle's comfortable though, and it's got a decent I don't know exactly what kind of rubber that is. I don't know if it's like Kraton or whatever that is, because I got a Kraton handle on an Ontario SP10 that's pretty cool. But it's, like I said, it's lighter than I thought, but it's not completely, you know, it's not necessarily too light. I'm definitely going to use this thing like crazy, and it's, you know, it'll sink into some wood, but you're not going to want to be using this for large tasks. But if you're just going to use it as a camp axe, or, you know, even if you're just processing some meat down or whatever, keep it good and sharp, you know. And the added bonus of a decent scabbard for it, as long as you carry a saw, like a silky folding saw or like a Baco Laplander, and a decent knife, you know, to go along with it, like a Mora. This thing's, I'm gonna touch this thing up. It's been abused quite a bit, but you know, you can't have too many Moras. And they come with decent little scabbards too. I like having some kind of either a good quality leather or a hard plastic like Kydex, or some kind of polyformed, heat formed, whatever. But I guess we're gonna get some tinder and we'll test out that ferro rod. I'm not gonna do a whole lot with this in the video, because I'm probably going to I'm just not in a place to really use it a whole lot right now. You know, I'm in my backyard, so I thought I'd at least show you, and I'll give an update, like I said, if it starts screwing up. But you'll get to see it in action, because I'm gonna be building stuff and, you know, doing all that. So let's see if we can get a fire going with this ferro rod and see if this thing works very good. You know, some of them work better than others. So let's test that dude out, and I'm pretty impressed with it, other than the lack of weight. But it seems like it's going to be a decent tool. The reviews are mixed online as far as the axe goes, but you know, it fits in relatively easy into the scabbard. You just kind of, you know, it's got the little fold over like that, and you know, for some reason it's a tight fit as far as snapping the button back, but I'd assume it'd be a little tight than to just be too loose, and it just snaps right back in. There's almost no play, so I have confidence that it would be really secure on a belt. So time will tell whether that button really lasts, but I'm pretty happy with it for 34 bucks. That's not too bad. And I've seen another version of this where it comes with the crummy little what's that? The little nylon woven. They need to quit even putting that with any kind of sharp tool whatsoever, and especially an axe or a big knife. I cannot stand that. You know, they need to come out. This is the kind of stuff that's going to make people buy something. You know, if you got a decent scabbard for it, you know, you could tie it on. You know, if you got like an Alice pack, there's a lot more options. And of course the little belt thing, the little belt loop. So let's use that ferro rod. I'm gonna do a little bit of jute twine to go in my little tinderball mix. Just kind of unwind it just like that. So I used to have an old video up that I had this on. It just wasn't filmed very well, but yeah. If you want to make a decent tinderball, and there's others that do it way better than me, but you know, you just kind of unwind that, pull it out, and it just works a whole lot better for making fire, you know, obviously. But you can tell by the looks of it that I'm not the king of unraveling jute twine either. So that said, we'll get on with making fire. So we got a little jute twine in that dude, a few sticks, a little bit of grass, and I got some extra stuff down there when it starts getting going. So we're gonna see how this works. Got the old Mora. Try this thing out. Before I melt my scabbard. So the thing about this is, you know, with these ferro rods, I don't know, maybe get a good, you can see where I've kind of bared this, you know, that side of it. You gotta kind of scrape off like a slick, it's not really coated, I don't think, but it's just slick on the outside until you start getting some, you know, some striking going on it. So, but, you know, you just gotta keep scraping that coating off. That one doesn't seem to strike all that great, but I'm gonna work with it. It may just kind of be new, and kind of like these Coglins here. They those things seem to work good after you get those going. So, and I'm testing that out. That's just a kitchen utensil holder that I decided looked like it'd make a cheap little survival cook stove for like a camp trip. take you like a Coleman, whatever, one of those little cook sets. It's vented enough it's gonna breathe, so figured that would probably work, and it was like $2.98 or something. So I thought that was kind of a decent little buy. Put that chunk of coal in there. But it's gonna oxidize now that I'm getting it hot, you know, so it's gonna be real ugly. But yeah, just go looking like the utensils down there at Walmart, and they got these for like $2.98 or whatever on the shelf. As long as the welds, the little seams of it don't pop, I'll probably buy more of them. So I've been just kind of wanting to shoot a video, so I had a few things I figured I'd bring out and show you guys. So here it is. You know, it's got some coal in the bottom. Try to blow on it. So there's still some stuff in the like smaller stuff, but those pieces of coal, if you got char material to put in something like this, you got a cooking heat right now. And it's not necessarily an open flame, but you got an even cooking heat in that thing. And it's not oxidizing too bad, which I hadn't put a raging fire in it. But figured that this was just a neat little thing to try out. But I'm pretty confident you could cook on top of that, because it's pretty warm. It'd be a slow cook, but you know, you give you time to go find stuff. Looks like some of the twigs are catching in there. But you definitely, once you got a little bed of coals in the bottom of it, you'd have enough time to go gather up, you know, a little bit more stuff laying around, which you usually should have all your crap right there when you start cooking. But you know, if you didn't, these little twig stoves, it isn't the end of the world. So yeah, that's the little homemade twig stove, which is not really even homemade, it's just repurposed. The repurposed twig stove. So yeah, just figured I'd show you guys this stuff and get outside for a little bit. Thanks for watching.